All right,
Yeah.
let's get started so then you can stop at a decent hour here because
Yeah.
Mel has hot girl stuff to do.
Not
Um,
really. Just
all right,
girlfriend duties.
girlfriend stuff to do. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third installment of Crafty Mess, where we talk about the. I just had a brain fart. Where we talk about all the shenanigans on YouTube and pop culture and on social media. Here we have my co-host Mel. Mel, what are you working on today?
So I thought we could switch it up a little bit today. And I am actually doing it's a pillow poof. So this
Okay.
is a lot difficult to work with, especially with this type of yarn, because if you can see, it's like there are loops in each one, right? And then the
Mm-hmm.
pillow poof actually needs to be a loop. So I have to like put a little tie here on each one, like
Uh-huh.
a stitch marker on each one to know where the loop is, so I can actually pull the working yarn through. Otherwise, I got so confused to where I'm supposed to like. But yeah, in the end, it's supposed to be a big pillow poof. Well, not big, but a
It looks
little
like
one, a little one. So
that's like a really chunky yarn though.
yeah, so I'm excited. I thought I could use one full one for to make a pillow, but I think I might have to use like two. So that's what I'm working on. What about you?
Okay.
Look at those.
I decided to take a break from the flowers this week. I finished, well, half of the cherry blossom branch and it looks really
Uh-huh.
good. Which I
Nice.
need to post that video today since it's Lunar New Year. But I figure I'm going to switch
Yeah.
over to this because I've been working on this for a while and I really should finish it. So these are like little stars and it has like letters on it, and I'm
That's
spelling
so
out my
cute.
friend's kid's name out of the star, and I'm going to string it up as like a
Oh,
little banner for their nursery.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So that's what I'm gonna do. Because this is a perfect project to gossip and chit chat
Yeah,
about. So,
right.
uh, the brainless tasks.
Yep,
Um,
that's true.
yeah, but while we're going on about all of our chit chats and stuff, I do want to give out a quick disclaimer that these are our opinions. We're watching all these stories and the drama
Mm.
and the shenanigans just go down as it unfolds. We might not catch every fact. So if you need, you can also fact check us and call us out in the comment. But we are just sharing our opinions here. Yeah, and then Mel, is there anything else you want to add to the disclaimer? I think there is, right? Or no?
Yeah, so because we don't like, because this is all just opinions and whatnot, like just please, we ask, to go towards the end of the video, and then if you have any comments, comment at the video below, in the comment section. But please don't harass others. I think it's just more of a open discussion and just to talk
Mhm.
about like what's going on. But yeah, we don't condone harassment on this channel.
Give me just a minute. I just cut my finger.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
KL!
I
Today
don't know.
is
I
not.
accident.
Today is what is going on?
I don't know. Today is not a good day. Well, I had a weird week, so maybe that like
Yeah,
just set the tone for the rest of the week. But I
maybe. Oh
accidentally snipped my
goodness.
finger.
I
Um,
I just
I
sounded like a
know.
Chinese person right there. I just went eye on you. So
I
sorry.
know. Well, it's Lunar New Year, so you have
It is
a thing.
lunar. Well, yeah,
This
but
is what hey, look, we also, the next like disclaimer is that we advise that you don't try this at home. It's all at your own risk, and I
not
am going to
without
use
supervision.
yeah, without supervision. I'm going to use floral tape to wrap up my finger here because I don't want to run
Oh
upstairs to grab a
gosh.
band-aid because daughter
Jeez.
is upstairs. Hey, this is
I
some like
know.
OG gangsta stuff. It's like when my
Nice.
dad, when the pandemic started happening, I was like, "Hey, you want me to get you some antibacterials?" And he's like, "No, I'll just use gasoline." I'm like, "No, please don't do that. Like, don't do that."
What?
Yeah, so I guess it's like a well-known thing in either the landscaping industry or
To
just
use
working in the factory or my.
gasoline?
Yes. He's just like, yeah. Every time I get gas, I just squirt a little bit on my hand. I'm like, please don't do that. You gotta stop that. So
Oh
I'm hoping that he's
no.
not doing it anymore. But yeah, I accidentally cut my finger. I had no idea these scissors are so stinking sharp.
Are they
And they're
new?
from yes, but these are the Cricut scissors, and they're supposed to cut vinyl. And I thought
Oh, yep.
I I had no idea they were going to be so sharp. Okay, so I just snipped myself a little bit. But sorry about that. We had a little bit of an accident, but today I'm going to lead some of the stories because Mel was busy all weekend. So I figured, I will do my
Thank
friend duty
you.
and take over a little here.
Thank
Um,
you.
that's the best part of having a host and a co-host and vice versa. So, all right. So
Yep.
we only have three topics today, and they're really quick and short. Um, especially quick, especially since I feel like big drama hasn't been a thing this past week. It's just like quick little stories that has gone viral,
Yeah.
and everyone has been talking about it. So the first one, I do have some clips here that I'm going to share with you too, Mel. The first
Okay.
one is the Gorilla Glue
Oh
girl.
my God.
And have you've seen that, right?
I saw it
Or not?
recently. I saw it
Okay.
recently.
All right. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen it as well.
Yeah.
So okay, just from first, like, I guess at the first jump, like, what was your thought on that? Like,
I mean,
what did you think?
she got a lot of like almost hate with that because it's almost like, what did you expect? I think you're
Yeah,
supposed to glue bricks together and you put it as a hairspray product. Like, come on now, where are all your brain cells? Oh man, it was
yeah.
bad.
Well, well, here's the thing though. Like, so many people are saying that like she's doing it for clout, right? That is some ballsy like
I
clout.
would
Like,
not put gorilla glue in my hair just for that. That's no.
I mean, that's
I don't think she
intense,
did.
right?
I don't think it was intentional. I think she was literally thought that it was going.
Yeah.
It was
And
her hair was like her head was like slick as a
I
bowling ball.
know, poor lady. Like, I mean, I know some people really like the hair like that tight ponytail with like the cute little swirly edges and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's what she was trying to do. And she figured, oh well, my she ran out of her like the spray that she usually used. So she's like, well, I don't know how the thought process of like going from hairspray to like maybe Gorilla Glue works, which goes to show that like the culture of like life hack culture is starting to become a little bit too extreme in some
Oh
cases.
man.
Um, I mean, I am 100% like, I want to say like from what I see is that I don't think she's doing this to be like, I need some clout. Like I
No.
think yeah, the best that I can say is there's probably like poor judgment.
Very poor judgment. Very poor.
you, you know, and
Very poor
yeah,
judgment.
yeah, and
And
so
the fact is like she didn't even own up to her mistake. She goes and sues Gorilla Glue.
well, no, that's also another rumor too that she's not. It was just a rumor going around because
Really?
yeah, that was just a rumor going around because, and I can understand why that started to go around because, or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But so from what I saw and heard is that she started a GoFundMe, and I think the GoFundMe amount that was she was asking for was like maybe 1,800, but she ended up raising like $28,000, and then so all the people who were probably not too much in the know about the topic were like, oh, she's raising money because she's going to sue Gorilla Glue and whatnot, and that started getting spread around. But she did do like she did make a statement and said that no, she's not suing Gorilla Glue. She was only
Oh,
raising the
okay.
money because she wanted to go to a professional salon or to a dermatologist or something to just get it fixed.
Well,
um
apparently she had a doctor who went and fixed it for free. So now she
yes,
what gets to pocket all that money.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it would be, you know the
That's
whole
BS.
GoFundMe culture is such it's an interesting little like side thing that's happening online. Like, people do GoFundMe's for everything. There's legitimate GoFundMe's, and then there's other ones. And I think the original idea was for her to raise money to fix her hair. And now that she actually raised like what almost $28,000.
Hmm.
I don't like to tell people what to do with their money, but I think since she already got that paid for or done for free, I think she should maybe use it like in a way that's a little bit more constructive. May it be, I don't know, paying a school loan for one of her children who are going to school, or helping someone else outside of her family that's not struggling, or helping a family member that is struggling inside. I think,
Mm-hmm.
how people, need or use their money, like it's their prerogative. I mean, I think I would be upset if I had donated and then like she's running around and like going on vacations and eating like $400
Okay.
meals or something, right?
Can we just let's talk about, because the thing is, like, she already had lacked some brain cells putting Gorilla Glue. Do you really think that she has the appropriate logic, common sense to actually put that money to good use? No. I'm pretty sure that she's going to be using that for whatever frivolous things that is on her mind.
I I think maybe I'm just coming from like an optimistic place where like I'm
You
hoping
are,
that
and
people, I know.
that's good of you. That's so good of you. But I don't have much faith in her judgment, so I don't think that that's gonna go into good use. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I hope that, I don't know. I have some faith, some kind of faith in humanity, only because like I watch some of her interviews and I'm like, oh well, well, maybe this is a learning lesson, and maybe hopefully, I don't know. I'm just
Girl,
being
people
hopeful.
don't. Yeah, no, she's not gonna learn her lesson. I don't know. It was just
Well,
so dumb. I'm sorry.
mm,
So
well,
dumb.
okay. So did you see the I guess, did you see the clip of like whatchamacallit, her like going through the surgery and all of that too?
Yeah,
Like it
I
wasn't,
did.
they call it surgery, but I think it's like intense hair shampooing, right?
Yeah, it pretty much was.
Yeah, because it looks like he was using, because I saw the doctor on another interview and he was just saying that he ordered some medical grade glue, like medical grade glue remover
Hmm.
thing. And
Yeah.
and then, while they were doing it, they had to be careful because, it was like going near skin and scalp, and so her scalp was like really sensitive afterwards, but they were able to get the glue out. And it led me down this other rabbit hole of like other people going, hey, we're gonna debunk this. So a bunch of people are testing Gorilla Glue on their hair to see if she's like
No.
faking it. Yeah, there's already, like, I saw two videos already. One of a girl
Oh
who did
my
it on one half of her
God.
hair. Yeah. And then the other one was a guy using it to like stick it to his face, and then he had to go to the
What an idiot.
so I just, but then now it's like, okay, okay, yes, maybe she's not as doesn't have great judgment, sure, but now the people who are debunking her definitely doesn't have great judgment, because now they're going out of their way to really prove this lady wrong, and I'm like, come on, you guys,
That is
it's an
so
adhesive.
dumb.
I can
Seriously,
equal.
like, is your face a freaking brick? Is your hair a brick? Why are you doing this?
You know what though, it's like, it's almost like, I can say the analogy is standing in front of a moving car and wondering if you're going to get hit.
Yeah, right. And it's like, yeah, let's test this theory out. Like, this is gonna be
Yeah.
fine. What is
Yeah,
wrong
so
with
I
these
can't.
people? Oh my
So I
God.
yeah, so they're just like, okay, there's no I think they are trying really hard to see if she's a cult chaser and lying. So they're doing that, but at the same time, like, why would you risk yourself to prove if someone is
Right.
lying or not? Like, I wouldn't, like,
I wouldn't bother. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's not.
I just shake my head and then move on.
And move on. Yeah, I'm like, no,
Move
no, 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 no. There's
on.
even of my worst enemy, I'm not gonna be like, you're lying. Well, okay, well,
Yeah,
that's on you.
right.
You're gonna have to sleep with that. I'm not putting Gorilla Glue on my head just to
Oh
prove that
my
you're wrong.
God. I just can't believe it.
Yeah. So
So stupid.
yeah, and again, at first for a minute, I almost believed that like she was doing it for clout, almost, because
Yeah.
people, like, we live in clout culture, right? Like people eating
Yeah.
Tide Pods, and um, you have all those YouTube houses, the Clout House, or the whatever they're called nowadays, the Hype
Hmm.
House or Team 10 and stuff. So like it's hard not to believe that. But that's kind of sad, because then like when someone is telling the truth, then it's, it puts them in a place of like being like an actual
Yeah.
victim and not having people believe them, right? So
Yeah.
um So yeah, I mean, like my mind did immediately jump to, oh, she's doing it for clout, and I almost was like rolling my eyes. And then I'm glad we're doing this stream because it like forced me to look deeper into the story instead of like seeing the headline and going off and going, oh, that's the clout chasing Gorilla Glue lady, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I think that's like the positive of this. Like for me personally is to, it forces me to look more into a story instead of just running with whatever I see. But
Mm-hmm.
even still, like the judgment there is just not ideal. But I do have a clip of her kind of like coming out of the surgery.
So well, listen, I'm sure somebody here in LA can get you your hair done in a good way, in some way.
You look great, girl. I just don't know. Thank you all so much.
It's a good learning lesson. I'm kind of curious because like the original idea was to have her hair slicked back, like, and it's been like that for a month. And I think she was on TikTok like asking people, like her genuine like question was, how do I remove this? That's the reason why she uploaded the video. It wasn't to like have clout or anything.
Right.
And okay, so here's my thought process, right? Like if it looks that good and it's like been a month and you're not having any actual painful side effects like headaches or itchiness or whatever, I would just keep it. To be honest, like,
I don't know if that's actually good for your head to be like with no air, like no air or whatever. Like that could
oh,
actually damage, like no oxygen. It could actually
oh,
damage the follicles, I feel.
okay, yeah, okay. Because I was thinking, I was like, well, if it looks good like that, we'll just see it as like plastic surgery.
Yeah,
you
but
know, Yeah. Okay. Well, that's my bad for like thinking that, but I was just like,
yeah.
well, I mean, some people put in like hair extensions that last like 3 months. Like
Yeah, but you're
maybe
able to
she.
wash it. You're able to like your
That's
head
true.
can breathe, the follicles can breathe. So I don't know if that's actually a good idea to even keep it for that.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, poor girl though. Like, I
Poor
think.
girl. She did it herself.
I mean, I guess I felt bad for the whole like people calling her a clout chaser and stuff. But we'll see. Let's see what she ends up doing with the money. I'm pretty sure people are gonna stop following up with the story
I'm
afterwards, and then
I'm actually surprised that people have still donated to the fund because the last I checked, which was a few days ago, it was around 21,000.
oh really?
So when did you last check?
I checked last night.
Okay, then I'm freaking
Yeah.
surprised that it went up, 7 more thousand. Like that's what? Why?
Hmm. Um. Well, maybe the people who like donated just saw the first video and like
Oh my
didn't look
God.
more into it, and then just donated, because sometimes it's
Yeah.
that like knee jerk reaction that we all go through. So,
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
that I. But you know what's funny was so like on Thursday I had to go in and get my birth control taken out because I have
mhm.
it
Oh,
the birth
uh-huh.
implant, yeah, the implant. I didn't have the IUD. I had the arm implant in.
Oh, yes, uh-huh.
And yeah, and don't get me wrong, I really liked it. I do think that because I maybe between like the hormones that are in it with like the depression and also having children because your body changes completely, that I think
Mhm.
it might be not enough of a birth control for me. So I like in the sense of like PMDD like symptoms and stuff, or PMS
Mhm.
symptoms.
Mhm.
So I decided to remove it to put something in anyways, to try a different type of birth control. Anyways, I'm digressing here. So they had to cut my arm and pull the rod out, and it was supposed to
Oh.
be like, yeah, it's supposed to be like a tiny little slit. And
Uh-huh.
but because like I have all this other underlying issues and stuff, I was like bleeding a
Oh
lot, like,
my God.
yeah, more than the doctors were
Expecting.
expecting. Like they knew I was gonna bleed because they already knew what my health chart was. But they
Yeah.
did not think it was gonna be that much. And I was like, you're like awake the whole time, and I don't want to look at it because I can feel just things
Ah.
dripping down my arm, and I can see the
Uh-huh.
nurse like she was running around and she was like grabbing gauze and stuff. By the time I was done with it, No, by the time I was done, I got up and I saw like 1.5 trash cans and like the tray just covered in blood. Like it looks like major surgery, but it's literally just rot. Now, I don't want to scare
Oh
anyone from getting
my
this
gosh.
thing because the insertion of it super easy, done or whatever. Because when I got it in, I was fairly healthy, but 3 years later, obviously my body changed and like I had this other new diagnosis. So then, I'm a bit of a bleeder. So while they're cleaning that up, they try to use like this tape that can slap on, that is kind of like a bond adhesive that they're gonna put on my
Mm-hmm.
arm, but I was bleeding too much that the tape wasn't sticking to it. So they cleaned it
Oh
up and
my
they used,
gosh.
yeah, so they used Dermabond, which is a medical glue. And we all
Yeah.
started like kind of giggling because we're like, so did you guys know about the Gorilla Glue girl? And my nurse, and my nurse was like, girl, this is not Gorilla Glue, it's Dermabond, it's gonna come off. And I was like, all right. So now I have this big thing of glue on my arm, and it just like
Oh
tickles
my
me
gosh.
because I've been doing all this like research and watching all this video about Gorilla Glue, and in my head, I'm just thinking, well, I can kind of understand why she thinks it's okay to put it on her head because there's Dermabond that's out there, and but at the same time, I wouldn't like do the same life hack as her. But yeah,
Oh my God, no.
yeah, it was just so funny because like it really went viral to the point where like if your nurses and doctors are talking about this incident because it definitely like made on the news too. Um,
Yeah.
so it was just funny to like, I guess see social media actually in real life. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah, so it was funny.
Well, well, I mean, because it made such great news and everything. Of course, everyone's gonna know about it and talk about it. Like I didn't even really hear. I mean, even I could like heard some stuff about it. Like it's just yeah, it's crazy. Let's
I
just
know.
hope
I mean,
that that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But look,
I know.
I just, like I finished the last bit of the second one, and I still am not done with this. I don't think I can make a pillow out of this yarn.
That how much is that yarn? It looks like it's really expensive.
It is, and I'm like considering, like I think it was 11 or $10 per
Oh
skein,
yeah.
and I don't want to get like another one, but this was only two, and I'm not even done with it, so I might actually have to take it apart.
So it's gonna turn into a $40 pillow.
Yeah, I don't think I can use this for a pillow. It's
I,
nice, it's beautiful, but
I
it's
think
not
it's
gonna
funny.
be a pillow.
It can be a small cat one, a little one for a
Uh,
cat.
I mean, it can be a
Uh,
cow necklace for now, or a cow scarf for now.
can you use it to like decorate? I actually kind of like it. Honestly, I actually kind of like it.
It was actually it was actually used the yarn that came in, it actually looks like this.
Oh,
Can you see? Yeah,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was supposed to be, but that does not look like this pattern. I'm sorry, that does not look like it.
No, yours look a little chunkier.
It's it's like loops. Each one
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
loop. Okay,
You're
this is not a
knitting
good
or no? Are
not a
you
good
knit? You're
yarn.
not. Okay.
I'm hand knitting.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So
Yeah, I
finger.
might. Yeah,
Okay. Um, it's funny that like sometimes you think, oh, it'll be cheaper than buying the thing, but
yeah,
turns out
right.
like yeah, after you're done with all the supplies, it's like it ends up being more expensive.
I
I
know.
again these days like DIYing is more for yourself and your enjoyment than it is to like save money sometimes. I guess it
Yeah,
depends on the project. It depends on the project. I got if it's a
I'm gonna go.
project that's you know what it is? I think it's because we're filming on a Saturday and like it throws me off because Saturday is the day where I'm just like, I'm gonna make breakfast and be lazy and my
I
brain kind of
know.
shut
I
off.
hear you, girl. I hear you. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh wait, I have stuff to do today. And like,
Yeah. And
I'm part of the Yelp Elite. You don't do that, right? The Yelp Elite
mm-mm.
people. So like, I'm 11th year getting the Yelp Elite badge, but finally I was able to join an event, and I went this morning to go pick up. It was a cake, no, cupcake and cookie decorating virtual event. So I went to pick up the
Oh.
kit this morning.
Mhm.
So later this afternoon, I'm gonna go and try to do, or just I like to learn about these things, just to like cooking,
Oh
cake
yeah.
decorating. But that's such a fun event from Yelp putting it together.
Yeah, that's a clever event because that's something you can
It
actually do
is.
at home. Every time I go to like, there was one time I went to like a breakfast making one, and it was a little
Uh-huh.
bit. You know, when you have too many things and too many people in the kitchen, it becomes kind of like, am I learning or am I just trying to like stay out of other
Right.
people's way?
Right.
Then I just end up just standing in the corner, letting the one girl like cook, and then I just ate afterwards.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and I think like because it's a Zoom event, they are able to record it, which is
Oh
good because
yeah.
then if I miss it, I can always go to it to take a look and do it on my own time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So, all right. So what's next on the gossip?
Okay, so I feel like okay, so this next one is of this girl named Playmate Tessa, and she is on Twitch.
Hmm.
So you know, Twitch is like a big
I've heard of
thing
her name.
now, and I've
I've heard of her name, I think.
okay, yeah, it's like such a big. I didn't realize. I take that back. So I knew of Twitch like maybe in 2017 because you know the first adpocalypse came around and everyone's like, all right, let's all switch over to Twitch, right?
Yeah.
And so and you know, and some people switched over to Twitch, some did now, and so on. And then I just didn't realize how prevalent it is until you know Panorama happened.
Yeah.
And so now there's all these random people doing random things, and so since like all the clips that we're sharing is going to be laggy and stuff, I'm not going to do that again. I'll probably just clip it
Okay.
into the video,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, I'll clip it afterwards.
Uh-huh.
So there's this girl, Playmate Tessa. She was on a live stream, and someone else called in to the live stream, or like I don't know if it was Omega or if it was just calling in, and they were chatting, and she was just making fun of the girl because the girl that called in, Tessa, was making fun of the girl, and basically Tessa was just saying like, oh, you have cancer, how stupid is that? You're such a loser. Take off your
What?
wig. Like she was just like being so
Monster. You're such a loser. Oh my god, I can't. So, what's it like having fucking cancer and having to wear wigs?
Well, it's great because people give me money.
People pay you to be fucking ugly and bald?
No, people pay me because I'm dying.
You're such a fucking loser. Basically, you're getting a welfare for special needs.
Oh God.
That's so
like
rude.
it's horrible. Like it's
It's
horrible
rude
to
and
make
insensitive.
yeah, and it's one thing to like let's say for example, the Jay and the Trisha thing. That is horrible. Jay is making fun of Trisha for the way she looks and her hair and her skin, right? And Trisha is, you know, like physically a well person, and that's still a horrible thing to do to someone. Now, try to think of this Tessa girl saying all of that to this girl, but this girl also on top of that has leukemia. So it's like that makes you
That's
a yeah, it's like yeah, oh yeah. And the thing is like there is such a special place in the seventh
yeah.
layer of hell
Yep.
for her. Okay, so that's not just the whole story though. Um, while she was making fun of the girl, I guess like a day or two later, she was also Tessa went back on stream and she's streaming and then she falls asleep, but the stream was still going. And while she's sleeping and the stream is still running, her dad and her sister was in the other room and they're like having an argument. And I guess the dad and the sister were like, while they're arguing, some information as to where her dad worked kind of like showed up on the stream. So the people who saw that figured out where he worked, called called his job, harassed the company so much that the manager had to fire the dad.
Oh my God, that's
No, no,
terrible.
no, not
What?
that's not even the end of the story. on
Oh
on top of that, she ended up live streaming, like not knowing that this is happening to her dad, right?
no.
And while she's live streaming, her dad is getting fired. and her phone rings, and her dad is like, "You need to get off live stream right now. You cannot be live streaming right in my house." And you know what she does? Instead of ending the live stream, she puts her dad on speaker.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, she puts her dad on speaker, and he's like, "You need to get out of the house right now. You cannot be doing this. You're ruining my life." Like all this stuff. And then he hangs up. And then guess what she
Sorry.
does on top of that? Bless you.
What did she do?
She calls the cops.
You gotta be kidding me.
And guess what? She live streamed it and she had it on speakerphone. And she's just like, "Hey, I'm really scared. My dad said he's going to kill me because I'm live streaming. And he's coming home in an hour. And he's telling me that, like, if I don't get out of the house, he's really going to hurt me. And I'm terrified." And it was all on stream, like all on stream, right?
Oh my
And so the lady,
god.
yeah. And so the lady on the call was like, "Okay, I can't really just like, I mean, the police is not going to come and just sit there and guard you. They're not security guards, right? So, she just suggested that you just get out of the house and let him calm down and then figure it out." So that's what she did. And then she live streams her whole journey. I know. Okay, okay, the Gorilla Glue lady, like we were saying how, okay, poor judgment. This is like poor judgment through epic proportions here. Because every choice that she's making gets worse and worse almost, right? So
And
she live streamed.
what is a playmate doing living at her dad's place?
I don't think she's an actual playmate. I think that's just like a weird
Oh,
it's like
okay.
a screen name, right?
I see.
'Cause
Okay.
there is a playmate named Tessa, I think, right? Or Tess?
I don't
I don't know.
know.
Okay, because there's so many of them, but no, I think it's just kind
Yeah.
of like a screen name, and she called herself Playmate Tessa. So then she streams her whole process of going to the hotel room, and she's just like, "Hey guys, I got to the hotel," and she shows her hotel key card,
Oh my
and
god.
so people know which hotel she's staying at, and then they started calling the hotel, and the hotel was just like, so she gets into the room, checks in, and sitting there, and she's still streaming and talking about her life and stuff, and the hotel room rings, and she's like, "Hello," and then they're like, "Yeah, you need to like get out." Like you have to get out of the hotel because like people were calling and harassing the hotel. And so
Wow. So
I,
for one, why are people harassing her? Like, does she do anything? Like
well,
why do people get to that extreme?
you know what? Like, I agree. Maybe, yes, she must have been such a horrible person to the girl with leukemia, right?
I see. Okay.
Yeah. And I think because they felt really intense in some kind of way about it, they just wanted to keep like, but the thing is, they're not her, they're doing this, but it's not affecting her. It's affecting her dad's job. It's affecting the hotel staff, right? Like, she's not getting punished because people are still watching her streams. People
Why is she popular?
I don't know. That's the thing. I honestly, I genuinely do not know. There's a lot of Twitch streamers that are like, you know, I hate to use this word, but like there's a term out there called Twitch thoughts.
Yeah.
You've heard that,
No.
and again, it kind of goes back to like us, talking in our last stream about not like sex shaming and all that. So when you use the term Twitch thought, it's like you're image shaming, sex shaming, slut shaming, all of that. So I don't like that. But
Hmm.
but it is a term that describes a bunch of women on Twitch using their physical attributes to get donations, which again, sex work is still work. But
How is that different from? Oh, I think there is a difference. Well, Twitch is live, but like
Mhm.
OnlyFans is the same thing too. It's like I actually watched it was on Hulu, but it was like a documentary on OnlyFans, and it's like they're like also a kind of like not technically like sex workers, but definitely they're putting out risque content out there for people who want to purchase whatever. And do you know Shan Boudry? Or she's like a sex educator on YouTube. I follow her for quite some time and everything, but she was part of the documentary, which I thought was
Oh,
like pretty fascinating. But it was something that was also made like before. It was more of like a not controversy, but it was more known for just adult entertainers. But now like people like people like uh Cardi B, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that sings
Yeah,
the WAP song, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Cardi, like she's on there, and then Bella Thorne, I think she's a Disney
Mm-hmm.
person. She went on there like within a day of sign up. She had got like $1 million.
Yep.
I just find it pretty fascinating. But yeah, well, and then I'm assuming Twitch is more, it's just live streaming entirely. There's no
Yeah.
other interactions.
Well, here's the thing. So, okay, you're right. Twitch is live streaming, but like usually I feel like it's live streaming more for like the gaming people and like
Yeah. Oh
those who
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
very yeah. And so like very I guess the word is like e-girls or whatever. So
Okay.
it's a different, it is like you know how there's live streaming in different platforms, but there's certain types of group of people that kind of
Mm-hmm.
gravitates to it, right? So same thing with OnlyFans, like you said, it started out as a place for, well, I've heard two things about it. Like the first one, what you said is that it started out for people in the, like it's well known in the sex industry
Yeah,
or
yeah,
or in pornography, to have like a separate page where people can go and check out and
yeah.
connect, right?
Yeah, it's
I've
like
also heard
exclusive
that,
content. Mhm.
yeah, exclusive content. I've also heard that when it was started, it was kind of like supposed to be similar to Patreon, but it kind of took a turn.
Really
And yeah, and it kind of
interesting.
forked. Yeah, so it took a turn. Either way, like I think OnlyFans is good for people who are in that industry to have more control of what they're doing, because at the end of the day you're putting yourself out there. It's very vulnerable, it's
Mhm.
very scary, but you want to be
Mhm.
able to handle the finance, the businesses, and how you put things out there. When you're
Mhm.
in like your standard traditional pornography industry or
Mhm.
sex work industry, because I think when they say sex work, like pornography is in that, and also like lewd imagery is still in that category, or
Yeah.
even stripping is considered sex work, I think, too. So anyways, it's just
Is it? I
interesting.
guess it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Okay.
people can, yeah, I guess it depends on who you talk to, but like that would be it too. As when you start putting yourself, your body out there, like whether there's interaction or not, I guess it's considered sex work, depending on
Mhm.
who you ask, I guess. So I mean, the thing with like Playmate Tesla, she's just a Twitch streamer on, and she's a very pretty girl. And maybe that's the reason why people watch, and maybe a majority of her followers are men who really don't care, which, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna yuck your yum, I guess, but at the same time it's like you're also incentivizing problematic
Mm.
people, because she's also what, like in her teen, like 18, 19 maybe, or maybe in her earlier 20s, I really don't know. And this is not something that you want to stain your
What
your
did
record.
what did we talk about before? We talked about how like folks who are in their teens, like starting out and everything, they're all just gonna make mistakes, even though they
Mm-hmm,
really should learn, you know, that these
mm-hmm.
these are just not like the mistakes that you want to get into. But people just learn the hard way, and yeah, unfortunately, they're gonna suffer the consequences later on, if
Yeah,
they're not careful. But yeah. I
yeah,
don't
so
I was gonna say like I am not surprised to hear that she's like 18, 19, whatever, and doing this stuff because it makes absolute sense to me. So that's why I
there's
just don't, yeah,
yeah
they
there's
lack
no
common
like
common sense.
yeah, there's no like frontal cortex like development right there. It's
Right.
still it's still trying to snap some synapses, right? And
Yeah.
and, and I mean she still lives at home with her dad. That's why he came home and he was just like, you need to get the F out of my house. And
Hmm.
it's kind of scary. Like, I have a daughter, and again, no, the choices that she makes is going to be her choices, as long as she's healthy, happy, and secure with her choices, right?
Hmm.
um
Yeah.
if you can tell me 100% that doing OnlyFans make you feel like empowered, wonderful, you make money, you feel good about it, do you. Like, I am not going to knock that. Like, I'm not going to judge that, right? um
Hmm.
because once you start judging that, then it goes into this like territory of like this dark place where, all right, now we're going to ostracize those people who do that, and then they end up in the streets doing much more dangerous stuff. So I would
Yeah.
rather bring it to light so that there's regulations, there are rules around it, there's safety
Yeah.
protocols, you know.
Yeah, because right now there aren't that many safety laws or anything like that that pertains to sex workers, because as of right now it's still illegal, isn't it?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
that sense, like it's still illegal. So I I do I do think that these things, like for example, smoking marijuana, certain states still have it illegal, but
yeah.
I don't like the smell of it. I don't like, people smoking it around me. But the thing is, you don't legalize these things. They're just going to do it in like just
In the dark.
illegally, you know what I mean, in the
Yeah,
dark. And it's just one of those things where I just don't want other people to have to um, suffer needlessly, because there are
yeah.
people that I've known that went to prison for like 10 years because they wouldn't like um, rat out whoever, like the dealer or something like that. And they took the fall for it, versus like criminals, like killers, murderers, who gets off, or or they don't get life sentences, and they get like such a, I don't know, some of them don't. And I just find it very disturbing that this is like the society that we're living in currently.
Yeah, it's especially with like the whole CBD oil, it's getting like very
Yeah.
there's more of that going out there. And so like one of my a lot of people have suggested to me to like to help with my pain and stuff whenever I get joint
Yeah.
pains, it's
Mhm.
CBD oil. I can't get a hold, I mean, they recently just, I want to say in Texas that like they made it legal. Um
Mhm.
but just literally maybe 2 or 3 years ago it wasn't. And even
Right.
now that it is, let's say a cop pulls you over, that
Yeah.
cop might not know like the full extent of it. And even if they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's legal, but they'll try to probably find something else in your car to pin you on it. And I'm not saying all cops, I'm saying that statistically it has been a problem. And so,
Yeah.
that when you
Well,
when you make
when you legalize something like marijuana, things like that, you do need to have a license to be able to carry.
yeah,
And I think that you need to have only a small amount of it in possession.
yeah.
So you can't have like, I forget what the legal limit here. And even in Maryland, I don't believe Maryland is actually legal. I believe you have to go into DC to actually purchase these things. Um, Anyways, like, don't ask me how I know this. So
I
I
probably
just
I
know a
can
little bit too
assume.
much for it.
I can assume.
Yeah, don't ask me. But I
But
just
it's not, it's not bad or anything. It's just it is what
no.
it is. And I think there's certain things that doesn't need to be ostracized, because when people
Right.
start to do things in the
And,
dark, bad things happen in the dark. Bring it to light. We can talk about it. We can regulate it. We
yeah,
can figure out
and
how much you need, how to sell it, just
that's right. And the fact is, then they can actually go around not thinking that this is something that is just they can't use, or I don't
yeah.
know. I just think it's very bad to be able to control what people do naturally, especially if it's not like it's harmful. If it actually helps you medically, then do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when I was younger, do you remember the DARE program?
Yes.
The
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay,
What was it
so
called? Drunk drive?
drug
No, drugs against. Huh?
yeah, DARE there, the DARE
Yeah,
program.
yeah, yeah.
But
I
I
thought it was.
remember like
Uh-huh. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but like no, I was just saying that like it's funny because with the DARE program, like what was I gonna say? Oh, like you got scared into thinking that like marijuana is like the gateway drug.
Yeah.
But
There are
I
so
think
many other drugs that are much more harmful than
I
than
mean
marijuana.
I'm okay. First off, a majority of the people who are addicted to like hard drugs tend to be prescriptives.
Oh
Um,
yes, that's true. Like pain meds.
yeah, like opioids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not saying that like maybe you tried marijuana and then you go straight to opioids. I don't know, but I don't because like I've I'm 33, been through college, tried it. It's whatever, made me lazy, chilled out for a little bit,
Mm.
right? It's not like, and I think the type of people who can use marijuana as a gateway, and I'm going to be very careful how
Mm-hmm.
I say this, um, tend to be those who are already more susceptible to addiction, may it be marijuana or something else, you know?
That's
I'm not saying
true.
all, I'm not saying all, but I'm just saying that if you look at some of the stats, not everyone who tries marijuana goes straight to opioids or heroin or cocaine or whatever, you know?
That's
Like
true.
I've known a lot of people in my past who've done coke. Um, and a lot of them are professionals too, which is really scary. And it's like, well, they use it because they need to stay up late to study, to do their work, or to whatever, but they're not addicted to it. Now, I also know of people who are super addicted to Adderall, which is a
Yes.
prescriptive drug. So, like,
And especially more effective on people who don't have ADHD.
yeah, so I have ADHD, so I am on Adderall, but like
Yeah.
so little. Like I'm on
Mm-hmm.
the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like it's not something that I go I have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to the whole, you know, if you have an addicting, if you're susceptible to addiction, it whatever the thing is, it could even be a sex addiction, a shopping
Mm-hmm.
addiction. You're just
Mm-hmm.
susceptible to that, and to blame it on marijuana, I think can be dangerous if we're not
Yeah.
careful. That's all. I think we kind of like diverge our conversation a little bit. It is 11. You have a hard stop at 12:15
Yeah.
your time. Okay, so I think we will save the last topic for next week because it's still kind of unfolding. There's more coming out
Okay.
with the David Dobrik stuff. But I think
Okay.
today was good to touch on some of like the viral stuff that's going on, and we kind of like talked about like random stuff as well.
I would actually love to hear what people think about what we talked about because it's definitely a head scratcher. It's almost like what is going
Yeah,
through your mind
and I'm
with
gonna
these
be really
things.
honest. Like, you know, growing up like as like a goody two shoes or whatever, I was just like, I would
Yeah.
never do drugs and blah blah blah. And like it was so easy for you to like to fall into this world of let's shame the people who do. But we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
People use marijuana to self-medicate and may they
Totally.
self-medicate, yeah, they may they self-medicate with like for their depression, their anxiety is another one, their pain. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, if they need it and they don't want to use antidepressant as SRIs because I'm on those and they don't like the first
Mm-hmm.
couple of weeks is awful. So like if they want to go that route to help with that, why can't we have doctors help rate like monitor that? And I think it's such a healthier way. Like with my
Yeah.
Adderall and stuff, my doctors do like monitor me on a weekly, monthly basis. Like we check in all the time. So I
Yeah.
think they should do the same with marijuana if it's used medically.
Yeah.
And that's I
I
feel
I
really strongly about this. So I guess you can tell.
I do believe that there are folks out there who are using these things responsibly. You know,
Yes.
it's when you like when you like criminalize these things, then of course they have no choice, right?
Yes.
Because this
Yes.
is something that is helping them. So if something is helping them, then I don't think it should be a crime.
Yeah. And again, I think it's one of those things that like it goes back to even with the whole Zoella thing, it's the
Yeah.
shaming aspect
Oh
of it.
yeah.
And
Oh
when you
totally.
start, yeah, when you shame things, people don't want to talk
Mhm.
about. People don't learn about it. They do things in the dark. And again, that's dangerous. I think bring it out. We have a conversation
Yeah.
about it. We figure out, you know, like there's, and I think it's because we're probably in a world where we're very impatient and
Mhm.
you know, and we're not willing to look deeper into things. We're just gonna take something at face value, kind of like when I saw the Tessa Gorilla Glue thing, and I was like, oh, she's doing it for clout, you know. So we can go full circle. So I think
Yeah.
that's another. It's a human flaw, you know, and I think you and I
Yeah.
can agree that it's okay to have those flaws as long as we learn and grow because I definitely
Yeah.
have said or done things that I'm not very like I look at like some of my old posts and I'm just like why would you say that, you freaking like you
All
privileged
I,
spoiled brat, like you know, like
all
I
I
just
say all I say about that is that, as long as you learn from your behavior and good things come out of it, there's nothing wrong with like making mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself over these mistakes. As long as you move forward and say like, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna do from here on out, and it's going to be good things. Like, I think that's fine. I don't think
Yeah.
that you should feel guilty, for things that
Yeah.
you've done in the past. It's all
Yeah.
part of the growing stage.
Yeah, I think, but it's also like really scary that like online people don't allow you to
Yes.
like grow as well, which you know what, people don't have to take your apology and people don't
Yeah.
have to wait to watch you grow because look, they have things to do. But I
Yeah.
think if you really do feel bad or not, or like, feel like you made a mistake, then you can grow and change on your own process and allow yourself the time to do it and
Yeah.
not do it so quickly just to please someone else, because that's not authentic either.
Yeah.
So,
Totally agree.
but yeah, it's a
I'm
kind of a quiet
curious.
week.
Yeah. Well, but I'm also curious to just kind of get some ideas from the viewers to see if there are any topics that they would like us to touch upon, because it's not always just about us. Like, we would want to put
Yeah.
out stuff too that that you guys would want to watch. So that's my
Yes.
my thought on that.
Yes. Let us know. We definitely have our email address and all of our social media is like linked down
Mhm.
below. So if you send us a DM or something, we can catch it and maybe like look at the
Mhm.
story and dive deeper into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, like this is a open conversation.
Yes.
Also, we really want to know what you guys think of whatever we talk about. Like, it's always fun to hear other people's opinions and thought processes because,
Mhm.
again, like part of learning is listening, right? Like,
Yes.
right. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, this is a little bit shorter than normal. We had some tech difficulties. We did change our schedule a little bit, so it's throwing us out
Mhm.
all for a loop. But yeah, we're here, we're doing our thing. We're gonna try to keep going. Next week will be another video upload, and the week after we're gonna do a live session, and
Oh, yeah.
hopefully, yeah, and it's gonna not be crafting. It's gonna be more like mukbang style because we really just want to chat and catch up, and
Yeah.
hopefully we don't get any audio or visual issues. Hopefully, because it's been
I
kind of
think we will be okay.
yeah. We got some audio problems today with me. Um, But yeah, give us a follow. Thank you so much for watching us today.
And I hope you guys
Um,
enjoyed our chit chatting and crafting. And always remember that no matter the tea.
do not overstep other people's boundaries.
See
Bye.
ya.
See you guys. Catch you in the next video. Bye
Bye.
bye.